Hey, hello everybody. And legend has it that I was born on the coldest, most miserable day of the year. And don't know about the coldest. It ain't snowing, but it sure is miserable. Happy birthday to me. Be right back. So it is a Saturday that my birthday is falling on this year. And what a better way to celebrate it than playing some Russian front. And talk to my fantasy football buddy, and we're going to be at it today. We're going to have a little bit of a session and maybe try to get this thing finished up. It's been about 8 months, he says. So, getting everything down here. We were spent all day. I've been on a 13 or 14 day straight work week. I mean, it's been nuts. I got a yard work to do. It's raining. Can't do that. What a shame. But I'm behind on everything. Spent all day yesterday getting ready for the holidays. So we are here. Let me get you a little bit caught up. Right now it is the oh Soviet reinforcement step. They replaced, as they usually do on every turn, replaced every replacement they have on there. All their units every time they start are at full strength. And they still have, you see, I don't have a good sweat. This is not like wargaming attire here. This sweater, this stuff just hits counters. I gotta take this off. But what was I gonna do here? Oh, all the replacements. This is what they got left over of replacements. You can have themselves a whole new army. So I don't know if the game's play balance is all that because and historically maybe it was correct, but yeah, they just replace and replace and replace. So and I'm a little bit well, I think I got some replaced. Let me look at the situation here and fill you on in. Because you can see, I was able to grab my little pointer here, fill in his little intrusion into my uh, supply lines with the zones of control. Now my units negate his zones of control. That's the only way you can is by having a unit there. So I was able to open everything up, come on through, stops right here, and get everybody supplied. So my plan is to kick my Panzers into full force and roll this guy on up, unsupply these guys. Now, that's what I want to do, logistically wise. Do I have the units to do it? I gotta watch my supply lines that he's always raiding from the rear. But that's a little update on what's going on. I lost the north. I'll be getting another front coming in this way, pressure coming in this way, some pressure coming in here. Now, this little force here I got, my Panzers, it's almost unstoppable, but there's just, so many leaks in the dam. Basically, what it comes down to. Let's see if we can't conclude this sucker or find out what's going on. It's his reinforcement phase. Unfortunately, it's springtime. He'll be withdrawing some troops. Gotta love that from my point of view. March and April. Oh, what's it say down there? All non-replaceable armor and infantry corps. Wow. I'm gonna have to find out what that says. What that means. Okay, we'll be back. That's what's going on. Holidays coming around again. It's been a long game. That's what happens when you only play like maybe about an hour or so a week. Like I said, we'll get into it. We'll be back. All right, then. We have some interesting developments here. Let's see if we can zoom on in. The 19th and the 22nd from the interior forces, I guess is what that is, have to be withdrawn. Now, the 19th Army is not withdrawn if Helsinki is in Soviet control. And unfortunately for me, he then captured everything. There's Helsinki right there where that star is. So that one will not be withdrawn. Now, looking on these spots here, you can see there the 19th is from the interior forces. He's still on the board. Then you had yourself the 27th. He's still on the board too. So, but unfortunately, he's got Helsinki, so the 19th is going to stay there. Now, here's where he is. Boy, I could have used him being withdrawn, but he gets to stay. He's right there. Now, fortunately for me, though, the 27th is right up here. And guess what, buddy? You got an urgent appointment elsewhere. See it. So that helps big time. So he's going to be withdrawn. We'll take him, put him in a little square thing here. Now, this is all done on Vassal, but I'm just doing this for your video viewing enjoyment. And we need to go through some rules. All non-replaceable armor and infantry corps. That's a lot of units coming off. What happened there? What happened in April 1942? Something going on in another front, back east, something, who knows. So we'll be back. Okay, a little bit of clarification there. And that'll be coming up on his next turn, the Soviet withdrawal of all infantry and armor corps. And that is correct. On turn 11, all surviving infantry and armor corps must be withdrawn. Now, the thing of it is, 90% of his units are armies, not corps. Corps are only the 3 X's, and the armies are 4 X's. But yeah, we'll see how many of those come off. Another thing we've been looking at is this purchase guard units. Guard units may be purchased by this replacement factors to buy them and bring them onto the map board the same as any other. So he knew about that, he says, because I asked him. I even said, do you know you could be spending all those? And he says he knows about it, but something about there's none available, or you might be bringing them on later. But that's something that might be coming into play now. He's got a lot of replacement factors, so we will be looking at guard units coming on. Now, whether he's got that many on the board here still, let's look and see. Are these guards down here? Nope. It's hard for me to read these things too. Oh, here you go. Here's some guard units. So they can be purchased. But what happens, I'm not sure when it comes time for their turn to come on. That's why he's been hesitating. So we will see what's up. But until then, it is his. This is really... He was asking about something. Special phasing movement step. And we might have something coming on up here. We will see. The thing of it is, the German player has more options when it comes to the special movement and / combat phase. Not only can he supply units by air, but he could do something that the German player doesn't have the capability of. He has amphibious capability and paratrooper capability. So there's been a stop on that, and I'll be waiting for his movements, seeing what he's doing, if he's going to air. So I don't know if he's got anybody out of supply, but we will see. I don't see no out of supply markers there. So the out of supply marking step has come. I don't see none on there, so we'll be back. All right, I want a little bit of a clarification there. Earlier I misspoke when it comes to the special movement combat phase. What I meant to say was the Soviet player has more options than the German player. The German player, it says in the rules, didn't have the capability to perform any amphibious actions or paratrooper drops during a certain time in certain places. But he can resupply by air. Now the Soviet player, on the other hand, does have the additional paradrops or amphibious landings. And just as a matter of looking at what the board says, we do have his units right here, and we'll take a little look. You don't have to be a scientist to see what he's got going on. He moved those units, those paratroops, with that air unit, available air unit. So he's got 2 of those guys there. They're not that strong, but they can cause problems. So I was told to hold off on the special movement, and we're waiting for a vlog. We'll be back. All right, then we've had a little bit of a clarification of the rules regarding eliminated Soviet units. Now, the thing of it is, he can use all those factors to start replacing some units, but he can't replace eliminated guard units or units that have been removed or withdrawn. And there's a difference between removed and withdrawn also. So all those units there, he can go ahead and start using some of those countless factors to replace. Anyway, we didn't think he could do that earlier. But anyway, now for the guard units. We haven't got the guard units yet, but when it does come, and I think, let's look on here for his first guard unit reinforcements. Nothing there. Here's where we're at now, March of 42, April. He'll have to take off all of his cores. So let's make sure. Sorry about that. No guard units yet. They come. It says in the rules that they come in a little bit later, and like I said, it looks like they do. All right, here's his first guard unit. When it comes to September 42, when he gets his first guard unit, they come on in one of two ways. Let's read this together. As the war progressed, Soviet units that had distinguished themselves in combat were designated as guard units. Guard units not only had veteran personnel, but provided proven leaders and were better equipped than comparable regular units. Guard units are handled differently than other reinforcements, and they arrive on a map board in one of two ways. Okay, so when it comes time, that's why I was asking him why I wasn't buying them. He helped me out and clarified me by saying when their time does come up, they come on the map board in two ways. You either purchase them or you substitute them. So they don't just come on the board by themselves. So that's why we haven't seen any guard units yet. Shock troops are something different. So a little update on the rules. He will be bringing in more units because he's going to start rebuilding the heck out of my guns. And he kind of said he knew about it, but maybe there's some kind of offensive or something he's waiting for. But that'll be happening on the turns coming up. And then, like I said, further on the game, he'll be bringing on his guard units. So we'll be having that option. So the only difference is we might be seeing some units be rebuilt because I think he's got like 30 replacement factors. And there's other rules regarding that too, but we'll be double checking when that happens. That's the update, and we will still waiting on a special movement phase. It took us about, because unlike me, I got time. I think I get the feeling on his he's probably got stuff going on, and it is the holidays. But we wait, and we wait for the movements to come in. Be back. All right, we're back. A little something to make note of down here in my little field here. His range, he can only carry one of those paratroopers per air unit, so he needs more air units to do a paradrop. So maybe we're not waiting on a paradrop, but that's a little note I wanted to say. Plus, I was thinking maybe it'd be a 10 hex range. It's only a 5 hex range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be the range of it. We'll be back. All right. Sorry about that. Had a little noise upstairs. And turned out it was my sister. And it got me a birthday shirt. Oh, you know what? I got a game going on in here. Let's see if I even got any players. Oh. Ready to go, guys. We'll be back. Alright, we're back. I'm playing a game. I love Men of War Assault Squad. I'll let you guys go. I got a lot of stuff going on here. Happy birthday to me. Wargaming Day. Alright, sorry about that. But we are done with our Men of War Assault Squad gaming. Like I was saying earlier, that is a really good game. It's almost like miniatures, but they actually think. And it is really good. I have always liked that game, but we were back here and gonna figure this on out. There has been a airdrop, and let me catch up on it. There it is. Now his unit was there and made the airdrop. Now we've done gone past the spot, but he moves his air unit out of there and it sits there, and I have a chance to respond. So my only air units are right up here, and they've been used, so I couldn't respond. He's got air units up here, or one air unit that didn't yet to be used. So this unit's returned to base, and it will be immobile for the rest of the month. But there you go. Now what that does, I'm not sure. I haven't even looked yet. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That doesn't do nothing. So I'm not really sure. He'll still have movement. So if he does, I guess, move into this spot here, he'll definitely negate a lot of these guys out of supply. So there we go again. Nice little airdrop movement by my opponent. As far as the turn it is, he's, like I said, he's already special non-phasing return segment. He did that, and mine didn't apply because I had no units to return. So we are down here to the converting oil fields, and I believe the oil field is converted. I guess I will send a request for some ground movements. So it'll be a ground movement step. Bar March of 42. We'll be back.